We have won this election in Georgia based on all of this. The people of Georgia are angry.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Do you know anything about that?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. Under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results. You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. You know, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam, and a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president.
Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm the host of This House. Thanks for watching from your house. This is our first show of the new year. An exciting new year. 2021 is in, 2020 is out. I've been bubbling with enthusiasm, optimism. I've been ready for a return to normalcy. And here I am doing the show from my kitchen again because there's a deadly virus that seems to be living in LA now. It seems to have taken permanent residence here. I believe it lives across the street from me in Kendall Jenner's old house. I also chopped the tip of my finger off on Christmas Eve, cutting a wheel of Parmesan. So good times, everybody. Our daughter Jane, who is 6 years old, asked us last night, she said, can we throw a I hate the virus party when this is over? And we said, hey, not only can you throw the party, you can drive us home from it afterward. My hope, and I'm not kidding, this is not a joke, my reasonable hope, and this is how I'm structuring things, is that this lockdown ends when The Bachelor ends on March 15th. Things are bad here in Southern California. The hospitals are full. Ambulances are driving around in circles trying to find open beds for their patients. Frontline workers are dying. And our president does not care at all. In fact, yesterday, he wrote, the number of cases and deaths of the China virus, as he still calls it, is far exaggerated in the United States because of CDC Gov's ridiculous method of determination compared to other countries, many of whom report purposely very inaccurately and low. When in doubt, call it COVID, fake news. Can we put him in a straitjacket already with a roll of duct tape over his mouth? While most of us are back to reality today, Donald Trump is further from it than he's ever been. He skipped out on his annual New Year's Eve bash at Mar-A-Lago. He abruptly went back to Washington to work on this coup he's been plotting. But the party at Mar-A-Lago went on, led by the boy wonder DJ, who partied the year away with Rudy Giuliani and music from Vanilla Ice. Well, at least now we know what hell looks like. Don Jr., he tweeted about how great it was to have Vanilla Ice there. Doesn't even know the words to Vanilla's one hit song. Look at this. Scientists are calling that the first ever evidence of a white hole. Imagine rapping along to Ice Ice Baby and going, you know what, I better get out my phone. People are going to want to see this. So now we wait 2 weeks to see how many people go to the Vanilla ICU as a result of that party. One of my New Year's resolutions was to spend less time thinking about Donald Trump, and it was going pretty well until yesterday afternoon. He had another perfect call over the weekend. The Washington Post released a recording of an hour-plus-long phone call during which Donald Trump can be heard pressuring and threatening the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, urging him to overturn the results of the election in his state. I listened to it twice. I listened to the whole, like it was a surprise Taylor Swift album. This guy, Brad Raffensperger, is a Republican who says he voted for Trump twice. Good going, by the way. And according to CNN, the White House made 18 attempts to get Raffensperger on the phone before he finally picked up for the press. That has to be a record for most times anyone has ever screened calls from the president, right? And this was some call. Trump claimed, among many other things, that there's no way he could have lost Georgia because he had bigger crowds than Joe Biden, as if it was some kind of dueling monster truck shows. He brought up all kind of crazy things, conspiracy theories. He says he's been hearing things on what he calls Trump media. It was the kind of call that makes you wonder, is he stupid or drunk, and then you remember he doesn't drink. He tried everything. He bragged, he challenged, he threatened, he told the Secretary of State he would come to Georgia and eat all their peaches. Nothing. Neither Raffensperger nor his lawyer, Ryan Germany, bought any of it. They just kept saying, the information you have is not correct, sir. So then Trump hung up and tried to sell his BS someplace else.
Hey, we have a guy on the phone.
I know, in Florida.
Hello.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. We appreciate the time and the call. So we've spent a lot of time on this, and if we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's pretty clear that we won very substantially, Georgia. And they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can, both of which are criminal
But
fines.
I mean,
and you
so
can't
for
let it
you,
happen,
your
and
family,
you are
the
letting it
kids,
happen.
were you guys...
You know, I mean, I'm notifying you that you're letting it happen. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
We want to apologize for that. So that went south very quickly. Terribly, terribly sorry for that. We will just say our apologies, and he got very excited. And at least I can say
the other thing,
the excitement
dead people, so dead
is
people
infectious.
Oh, he's back. See, that's what he should be doing, selling smoothies on QVC. And of course, many prominent Republicans are furious, but not at the president, of course. That would be dangerous. They're mad at Brad Raffensperger for taping the call. And Trump's already filed a lawsuit against him for releasing the tape, because of course he has. He really is the weakest, whiniest little dictator imaginable. That call, if you haven't listened to it, listen, it's pathetic. And it's interesting, you know, during his last perfect call, the one he got impeached for, Republicans lined up and said, we can't impeach. Congress shouldn't decide who's president. The people should decide. And now these same Congress people are like, what? The people decided on Biden? In that case, let's let Congress decide who is the president. Carl Bernstein, the reporter who broke the Watergate scandal back in the 70s, said what Trump said on this tape was, quote, far worse than Watergate. But I guess Trump figures, I've only got 2 weeks left. What the hell? This note was added to the president's official schedule today. It says President Trump will work from early in the morning until late in the evening. He will make many calls and have many meetings. He will be a very good boy and not throw cheeseburgers at any member of his staff. All he cares about is staying in office, because when he does leave office, he may very well be forced to do this.
Thank you very much.
The Trump presidency is ending.
Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States.
But the whining has just begun.
This is a fraud on the American public.
Get ready for baseless allegations and dumb conspiracy theories from our soon-to-be ex-president and his crybaby sons.
This is rampant corruption, and it's not fair.
They're putting up pizza boxes on windows.
All that, plus press conferences from dildo store adjacent parking lots.
Wow!
Somebody call a wambulance. Donald Trump is the sorest loser. Every day from now until prison on NBC.
It started on NBC and it'll end on NBC. So that's what's up with Ebenezer Stooge. But it's not all bad news. One of the many things we have to be thankful for in this new year is a new season of The Bachelor, which as of tonight is officially underway. Bachelor Matt James met 32 women tonight, and one of them, a marketing manager named Katie, brought him an unexpected gift.
You know, this pandemic was really hard for me, and this just really got me through a lot. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping to pass the torch to you. But...
Yeah, that's a sex toy she's holding. It looks like she's robbing him at vibrator point. I hope she brings that to the hometown visit, because that would be fun for Mom. But the award for worst first impression tonight was not to a plastic body part. That honor went to a young woman named Victoria, who is just terrible.
Queen Victoria's here. I know I'm so confident and I'm so fun, and I know I made a good impression. So I just want to put my best foot forward.
Yeah. I love the new season of The Crown. It's hilarious. This Victoria is obviously on the show because her personality is atrocious. She calls herself the Queen over and over again. And it would appear that the Queen didn't fare so well on the analogy portion of the SAT.
Y'all haven't made it any easier being gorgeous and just being great people. So it's like drinking through a fire hose. It's trying to make sure.
Drinking through a fire hose.
Drinking through a fire hose expression.
I've never heard that.
You haven't heard that expression? So
Is
it's
that
like
Southern?
I just think it's just a general, like, trying to take on a lot of information at one time. So if it's like, if you go to a water fountain, it's like, you're chilling, you're drinking. But if you open a fire hose and you're trying to drink, like, it's impossible to drink out of a fire hose. So it's like,
Yeah.
But
I'm like the best fire hose, so I'll make a good drink for you.
Okay, thanks. Goodbye. Matt, by the way, did give Queen Victoria a rose. He gave her the final rose, which was a real slap in the face to the 8 semi-normal women who got sent home 12 hours after being forced to quarantine for 2 weeks in Pennsylvania. I will ask Matt about that in a few moments, but first it's time for our opening night tradition. My wife, Molly, is very good at predicting who will win these shows. She's now correctly predicted 8 of the last 11 winners on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. People rely on her for this information, and so let's go live to her now in another part of our home. Oh, there's Jane. Hi, Jane. Hi, Molly.
Hi. How's it going?
Where are you right now?
Oh, we are in this beautiful addition to our home, the princess tent that Santa brought Jane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It lives permanently now in our home.
Jane, do you know what Mommy's going to do right now? No?
No.
Okay.
It's important before we start, Jane, that you know we don't judge people unless they're on reality TV, right?
Okay. Jane, do you know what that is? Do you know what reality TV is? No? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, you're going to find out now. All right. Here we go.
All right. So this was tough. There are a lot of great women. Again, there were 32 women I had to figure out in like an hour and a half. But these are some promising picks. Chelsea from New York, just like him, a runway model. Runway model is good. Sarah, broadcast journalist, has nice oranges. This is Serena P. She's Canadian. Gotta love a Canadian. Always nice.
Jane, her last name is P.
Yeah, her last name is P. That's daddy's humor. And then we have 2 women. These are sleepers. They haven't said much, but they could surprise us. They're both very pretty, and they're attorneys. Kristen and Lauren. This was Billy's pick. He ran out. Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man. He's not in the running.
That's Spider-Man. We like him, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then this woman, her name's Mari. She's kind of like the Kardashian of the house, so that means she'll probably go to the fantasy suite.
I see. Okay.
But these are my top 3 picks. Okay. This woman was the first one out of the limo. Her name is Bree. And she also has a single mom, doesn't trust love, just like him. Matt called her incredible, but he also called like 9 other women incredible, but she was the first. Bree. Okay. She's going to be in my top 3.
Bree's in the top 3.
And then this is going to be a very hard woman to beat. Her name is Abigail. She got the first impression rose. He called her a fighter because she's deaf, which is very impressive. And he kissed her right on the mouth. I know. Yuck. So I think Abigail will be up there in the top, probably in the top 2.
Okay.
Hard to beat, but I think it's going to be Rachel. This is Rachel, kind of a cross between Mila Kunis and Joey King. And I think that this is our pick. Rachel, what do you think?
Mom?
Yeah?
I don't really know what you're talking about.
I know either. I don't know what I'm talking about either. That makes 2 of us. Okay, so these are my top 3. Rachel, Abigail, and Bree. And I just noticed they all kind of have the same haircut. In fact, they all kind of have the same hair.
What do you think of that, Jane? You just got bangs, right, Jane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jane just got bangs. We're very excited about her new look for the year. That was her choice.
All right. Well, there you have it. So who did you say Rachel is going to be the...
Yeah, I think it's going to be Rachel.
Yes, and there you go. Rostradamus has spoken. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Jane. Where's Billy?
Welcome. He ran out. He had a temper tantrum because we couldn't find his T-Rex.
All right. All right. Thank you very much.
Throwing things.
He was throwing things, yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel Live. This is ridiculous.